and in our series CHARCHA-E-BSCHOOL, today we have the Aussie Piyush Pratik who is from SPJIMR International, and he'll be talking. Since the applications are out already, we thought why not take in the expert himself to tell us about what the college provides and how is the college there. Hello, Pia, how are you?
All good, Tanishq. How are you doing? First of all,
I'm
good. Yeah,
fine.
that you have carried forward the tradition of mentoring. By the way, those of you who don't know, I mentored Tanishq and whoever else. I mean Ayush, who are mentoring you
Yeah.
guys, and they are in turn mentoring you. So good. Great start.
So just to tell you, I messed up my cat and then I went to that and GDPI with Piyush Pia, and I'm here then. So so let's start, Pia. Tell
Good. Let's start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
So how is the work going? How is the work going at Castrol?
All good. All good. Work is all fine. I mean, it will be less tedious than what you're experiencing in maybe the B
Yeah,
school,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
it's good. So far, so good.
Okay. So Bea, let's start directly. Then, can you tell me about your profile, like about your work experience? Are you a fresher? You're not a fresher, obviously. Or you're engineer, non-engineer.
Okay. Uh, so, as far as I understand, first of all, let me just set up the agenda for this call. So, I'm supposed to give a brief uh, about how the SPGN selection works. Is that correct?
About how the aspirant selection works, how the college, about the ROI placements,
Uh,
and I'll be asking about the major queries, and then we'll take some of the questions that they in the chat.
okay, sounds good. So,
Yeah.
about my profile, so I come from an engineering background, as like 60% of your batch and 90% of the applicants. How to perform in GD? Please park the questions with you for now.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll take the questions in the end. Okay. So, yes, as I was saying, I come from an engineering background from ISM Dhanbad in mining engineering, had a work experience of 2 years in the same field, and then did give CAT in 2020, scored sort of a decent percentile, and then went to SPJIN in supply chain and operations. Okay. And I did my internship also in Castrol, where I'm working right now in supply chain profile. Okay. So that's my background. Anything else you
Sure.
want to go in specific? Happy to go.
So, you were working, and then you wanted to switch your domain for a different profile. That's why you did your MBA.
No, 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 no. That was a whole different thing because see, the why MBA question is not something that, as I've told you earlier also, right, during
Mhm,
the
mhm.
question time, it's not something that just, what to say, it's just not something that you will put in one day and it will come across as the, answer from your heart. It just,
Yeah, yes.
you have to have that thing in your mind. Why do you want to go for an MBA? So, 2019, 2017 to 2019, basically, I worked in the firm and then I quit because that's something that wasn't in you know uh, my long term aspiration to do as a career. So I quit that job and then went into a sort of soul searching what I want to do. So 6 months I did nothing. I just stayed at home, traveled, etc., etc., just to figure out
Mhm.
what I actually want to do.
Yeah,
Business studies, I mean, MBA was certainly at the back of the mind, but I didn't go through any training at all for
yeah,
CAT.
yeah.
So my first talk about attempting the CAT was in March 2020. Okay, with one of my friend who is an XLRI grad, Satyam.
Yeah.
So we had a discussion about how things look like there, and what I can expect out of a career after doing
Yeah,
my,
yeah.
and that was the point. Like, hey, I can do this, and why not? Let's put the best foot forward in that direction, and that's when the preparation started. So around 7 months I prepared, and sort of worked out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Bhaiya, how is the college life there at SPJN?
Well, I'll give you a standard MBA answer. It depends. So anyway, jokes apart, but see, SPJAN is one college which provides you know, the life in Mumbai. Okay, first of all, the financial capital of India. It's everything is nearby. The college is located in the heart of the city, where if you try to live by yourself, good luck. But the college is fortunately located in the very city center. So it's amazing. I mean, the classes are not very boring, so to say. The teachers are very, very, very professionals over there. They have huge experience, industry experience backing them, and of course the peer group. I think one of the best things that you will find at SP in particular is because they give a lot of profile-based calls, and especially in operations and supply chain and information management, they favor a lot of people with experience or work experience. So you get a lot of good people from diverse backgrounds, and the peer experience counts a lot.
So, as you mentioned about the profile-based course, you will be getting it to you later. But how's the placements and ROI for the college?
Okay, placements and ROI, of course, are very important criteria before anyone, joins any particular college. So I think placement-wise, that's really good. As far as my memory goes, the average placements take around 33 or 32 plus LPA over there, I guess. Major recruitment firms, of course, consulting.
Yeah.
Okay, so if anyone aspires to go to consulting firms, again, it's a great college to be in for consulting aspirants. There's one question: how's the experience for a fresher? Um, I can't tell how the experience for a fresher was because I was not a fresher, but I can definitely, take a few anecdotes from one of the few batchmates who were freshers. So freshers will not be taken in operations and supply chain and information management. I'm just giving you a general rule of thumb. I mean, of
Yeah.
course, there can be, there can be exceptions in every cases, but generally, operations in supply chain and information management, it requires you to have relevant background in those specializations. Okay. For finance and marketing, I think 60% of the batch is freshers.
Pressure. Okay. So, what's the fee there for the college?
Fee, I think it varies year by year, but right now, I think for the last year, I think including there's a program called GFT or the Global Fast Track Program where people
Yeah,
also
yeah.
go, out of India
Mhm.
for their immersion in different B schools. So I think inclusive of that, I think it's near about 25 to 26, somewhere around that. I'm taking a ballpark number.
Somewhere around.
Yeah.
And as per I remember, you went there too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We went there too. So
Yeah.
my GFT was in Spain, in Barcelona and Madrid. So
Mhm.
good experience over there as well.
So there's an people aren't clear about what all programs that SPJIN has apart from supply chain and what all else does it provide, and how is the scope for finance, marketing, HR in the college?
Okay, good question. First of all, let me clarify you. HR doesn't exist in PGDM course in SPGN. Okay, so
Okay.
let's put that aside. Okay, different specializations. So there are majorly four specializations, which are operations and supply chain, finance, marketing, and information management. In addition to that,
Mm-hmm.
SPGN recently started with something called as business management, which is
Okay.
basically a general management sort of course that
Yeah.
you can expect companies like TAS or maybe ABG or sort of
Mm-hmm.
those companies which recruit for general management roles. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so these are the five major specializations: business
Mm-hmm.
management and all the five specializations. I'm including the business management course as well. The first year is common. The second year is based on what specializations you pick. So, for example,
Mm-hmm.
Tanishq, I'm sure you are in human resource management, right? Uh, so whatever the
Yeah.
specialization for you, whatever the specialization is, the second year is devoted to specializations and your
Yeah.
minor specialization as well.
Minor.
Okay? So that's
So
what.
same as the other colleges where you would go study and each and everything in the first year and then you could obtain your majors and focus on the minors.
Yeah,
Uh,
the only
apart
differential being you are asked to pick your major before you join.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure, sure, okay. So, see, apart from the legacy that an SPGen has and about the quality that it provides, what's different about the MBA program that it provides and between and amongst the other colleges? Like, how
Yes,
do you differentiate between them? Yeah.
good question. The differential at SP is it's the non-classroom programs, I would say, because SP is one college in MBA which doesn't focus too much on, let's say, the quantitative aspects of thing, or so much digging into the technical aspects of thing, because technical aspects, as far as my limited experience in Castrol as of now it goes, you can learn it over here. What you cannot learn over here is the non-classroom learning which SP provides, and that I think is a big differential. For example, you take a course like DOCC. Okay, DOCC is called the Development of Corporate Citizenship. Okay, it's a month-long rural internship. Now, very few colleges do provide this opportunity. I'm not aware of anyone apart from SP. I think IRMA does provide this, I think, because it's a college based of rural management. So I think it provides. Uh, but it is something which is a prerogative of the first year program at HUL, because HUL candidates who go to the first year of their management training stint, they go for 6 months internship in rural India. And here's a college which is saying, hey, I'm going to provide you beforehand. So that's a big differential, because you get to live in remote villages, remote landscapes, exploring different territories, different language, different customs, different cultures, and talking to people who won't understand your language. And that's where everything comes to question. I mean, whatever technicalities it all goes for a toss. You have to be there, learn on your own, and go. That's one. The second one is Abhyudaya. It's a brilliant program for where you get a chance to mentor some kids, okay, who are, by the way, way too smart than you might think. Okay, so
Mhm.
it's a big challenge to mentor them as well. So these two stood out for me. There are many other non-classroom learning programs, but go there and explore. That would be my suggestion.
And, and and these are so important things that no one really knows about it. It is because like we that is why we asked you to come in,
Mhm.
because there are not people who know about these two projects going on to the campus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, apart from this, let's talk about how to convert the college. How's the weightage in for the GDPI, VAT, and the CAT percentile?
That's something that no one knows what's the weightage is, but I can definitely tell you. See, it's hard to tell that what percentage SP gives to CAT score, because you'll find people with 85 percentile as well in college,
Yeah.
plus 99
Mm-hmm.
percentile as well in college. Okay, so it's very hard to tell which percentile bracket will go. But I think, and it's just my opinion, that work experience and some international or national or state level achievements. I mean,
Yeah.
if you have those in your pocket, it definitely helps.
So they focus on the extracurriculars. That is what you mean. Apart from the percentiles.
Yes. I mean, they focus on your overall personality, not just your percentile. Okay. So there are people who are rejected scoring 99 plus percentile as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know such people.
Mm-hmm. So anything specific that you want to tell about or focus on for the GDPI preparation for the college?
Okay. For SPJN or for any college.
No, no, no. For SPGen in common.
So I think the selection process for SPGen works a bit differently than the
Mm-hmm.
generic run-of-the-mill MBA entrance examination processes. Okay, so of course you give CAT. That's the first step. You have cleared. You have gotten a call. Bingo. Nice. Now the first step for you would be, I think you would have filled your Form A. Is it called Form A and B?
Mm-hmm.
These are the two forms.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Form A you would have filled by now, and Form B as well. Go through
Mm-hmm.
those two forms very, very meticulously, because those two are the ones which will be put before the professors. Sorry, I'm just not looking at the chat and the questions right now. I'll just
You can ignore it. You
okay,
can
we'll
ignore it.
look in the end. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so Form A and B, these are the two things which are put in front of the professors who will be taking your interview. Okay, so go through them very, very, very meticulously. Ask your mentors. I'm sure Tanishka and all the other teachers who are mentoring you right now, they would be going through your forms as well. Okay, so
We are.
there was a saying in my college that if you prepare well for PNG and Amazon, you are prepared for all the other companies. Same goes for your MBA exams as well. If you are prepared for SPGen, you are prepared for all other interviews,
All
because
other interview.
it takes a heavy toll on you in terms of your extracurricular preparation, in terms of on the spot thinking, etc., etc. So if you're prepared for this one, trust me, you are prepared for almost all the
Yeah.
exams. Now, having gone through your forms A and B, note down the points where you think you want the interview to ask the question. It
Mm-hmm.
can be, let's say you have a huge state level achievement. Let's say you are a state level cricket player, or God knows,
Mm-hmm.
international level cricket player. Okay. I don't know why you would be doing an MBA, but anyway, if you are, uh, just make sure that in your introduction you put that point that hey, I was doing this and this. Okay,
Mhm.
and that's how you drive an interview. Otherwise, what
Yeah.
happens is if you just put things in a random order in your interview, interviewer might pick and choose and ask from any of the point he or she might be interested in. But you
Mhm.
want to drive an interview in a particular direction, you put forward your eggs, give it to them that okay, pick the eggs from this basket, and he or she will put, and then they will ask the question.
As we said that you need to drive your interview in a
Yeah,
way that you want to. Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. You mentioned about CAT. Is there any other exams that SP takes in about that, CMAT, GMAT?
I think it used to take ZAT. I'm not sure about what the situation is right now, but
Mhm.
during my preparation, my time, and I think in yours as well, it used to take ZAT calls as well. I'm not sure if it takes right now.
Yeah, it took both of them when we were
Okay.
preparing, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
So for only the CAT and that, GMAT and CMAT to लेते ही नहीं.
Okay. I'm not sure about that. Yeah,
Okay.
just look
You're
into
not sure about this.
the criteria that they.
So, see, all of us know that market recession has hit and it has affected the market. And we haven't taken in some of the interviews earlier. The colleges have got affected to it. But what's the scene there at SPJIN? How is it coping up
See,
with the
I'll
recession?
just clean the air over here. The markets
Mm.
are not as badly affected as it were in 2020 and
Mm-hmm.
2008. People have done their MBA and yet survived their life quite well. Okay, don't just think about this. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you might be listening to there is an online sort of what online virus going on there. Hey, MBA is not important. This is not important. That is, forget all that. Just prepare for your examination and interviews. Go there. I mean, if you go to one college, it can definitely make a big difference to your life. Okay, don't take it lightly. Just and don't focus on that. Hey, there's a recession. You don't know what's going to happen 2 years down the line. So why take such thoughts in your head?
Someone said जल्दी जल्दी
हाँ,
जल्दी
बिल्कुल।
जल्दी MBA को बुरे बोलकर वेट लिस्ट मूव करा देता हूँ.
नहीं नहीं,
ओके
वो मैं नहीं
ओके
होने
भैया.
दूंगा, उसका उसका तुम टेंशन मत लो, वो मैं नहीं होने दूंगा।
भैया, let's take in the some of the chats, right?
हाँ हाँ बिल्कुल। Let's take the chat
Like,
question.
is there anything else that you want to tell into
And
people?
that's
Like,
why I asked the participants to maybe turn on their videos and ask, because if they ask, it will be good.
okay,
Okay.
or not from the video, they can
हाँ
Sumit,
हाँ
if you can allow them to turn on their mic and they can
हाँ,
ask
they can turn
directly.
on their mics and just come on and ask the question, or maybe just put all the questions on the chat. Even that works.
Chat, yeah, yeah. Okay,
Okay.
then
Or someone,
I'll read out earlier questions then.
if someone wants to ask
Someone,
question, raise your hands and maybe come on the mic as well. It's fine.
sure. So yeah, someone asked that what's the safe percentile? As in, if there is no safe percentile,
There's
as
no
in,
safe
is it
percentile. There is no safe
till 95,
percentile. Yeah, see,
90?
I know my batchmates who were at 85 percentile in SP. I know few of the people who scored 99% got rejected. So there's no safe percentile. However, in your interviews, just give my 2 cents for your interviews. In GI, group interview one, you will be
Mm-hmm.
asked more on your work ex if you have, on the
Mm-hmm.
specializations you are selecting, and some
Mm-hmm.
topics related to those specializations. You might
Mm-hmm.
have received a interview preparation, book or something like that from the
Yeah.
CADCOM. Okay. Please confirm if you have received. If you have not, I'll call the guys over there and ask them to send it across right now. Haven't received? Okay. Uh, okay, you have not received. That's amusing. I'll definitely take care of this. Don't worry. But you will receive in a day or maybe in a week's time. That
Yeah.
will entail all the things that you need to prepare. That will cover
Mm-hmm.
all the topics that you need to be clear with. Just go through those topics in simpler terms. Don't try to dig in. Okay.
As you mentioned about the two PIs, I forgot to ask there, how many PIs does it take, and is there a GD there?
Okay, there is no GD. The interviews are called group interviews, wherein two or three or four participants sit together, and
Mm-hmm.
one question will be asked from one person. It can be directed to other person as well. So, yeah, there's a VAT as well. Yeah, correct, Mudit. There's a VAT as well.
So a WAT and two GIs.
Yeah, VAT and two GIs. I think the first GI is online. The second one you have to come at SP and give the interviews.
Someone asked
Sir,
during
I have a
placements, can
question.
you only
Sorry.
okay? Is there anyone asking something?
Yes, I have a question in general, like regarding interview questions. Can I
Uh-huh.
ask now?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Actually, I am from engineering background. I have done my BTech from EEE branch.
Uh-huh.
Then I have joined as a system realization service in a
Sorry, Anshuman, could you please
industry,
write down your
and
question? Your voice
by
is breaking. Anshuman, could you just
Go
repeat
your
okay,
the
okay.
question? Your voice is
your
breaking.
network is unstable.
Yeah.
So yeah, someone asked that during placements, can you only sit for the roles of your chosen specialization?
Let's focus on getting the call from SP and converting it
Sure,
first. Okay.
sure. Okay.
ये सब प्लेसमेंट में क्या होगा, कंपनी में कितना पैसा मिलता है, ये सब बात की बातें हैं.
हाँ,
ठीक है अभी नहीं.
Hi, can I ask a question?
हाँ, प्लीज गो अहेड अंकल.
Yeah,
go ahead, go ahead.
basically, I got a shortlist for supply chain management. Okay, as
Uh-huh.
because you had also that shortlist, so that's why I just want to ask you. I am a chemical engineering graduate in the year 2021, and
Mm-hmm.
after that, I have 16 months of experience as a consultant in a company.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I had started my business and continue doing now. Okay, now how do I portray it, or how do I write about myself? Like they will ask why you're good at, why do you want to take up supply chain management, right, or something like that in
Yeah.
interview.
Bhaiya,
So
just a minute, Bhaiya. Just a minute. I just want to close the, for the recording purpose. So you can take in the doubts later. You'll be
हाँ.
there. Yeah. So thanks a lot, Bhaiya, for giving us your valuable feedback and guidance about how to go about the college. And I hope people would have got something new out of the sessions that we are taking into. And thanks a lot, Bhaiya, for taking out the time.
Yeah, that's okay. No problem.
Yeah. Guys, you can shoot in your questions now.
Yeah. हाँ, chemical engineering guy, where did you go?